Well, hey team, thank you very much for joining me again. This is going to be going over my stage 2 run of the Hubapalooza 2022. My goal with this series is to go ahead and record these race runs and then do a breakdown of them at the end. I'm going to be playing this stage live and then going back through and doing a little bit of live commentary, a little bit of line choice, giving myself some feedback. Maybe you can learn from that. Maybe you have better ideas. If you do, please leave them in the comments below. I love seeing that feedback, and it's always something that we can learn from and get better. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get right into it.
Toby?
That's me.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Can't remember. What the fuck? I'm not sure what happened there. Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh man. Okay, a lot to be said. All right, let's just rewind the clock. Let's get back to the start and we'll start fresh. Well, thank you for joining me this far. Let's go ahead and just start playing this and we will see what we can see. Where did I screw up? Where could I have done better? One thing I noticed is that my fork did not seem to have enough pressure, and when I go through these big berms, you can watch my front end kind of wander. Look at that right there. So it gets that head angle kind of dips down and it gets a little twitchy, and that's something I can definitely improve on. That berm really showed it right there. Okay, we're gonna zoom back here just a little bit. Okay, one thing, as somebody who rides these a lot, I love hitting these big berms like this. Boom, hitting big, beautiful, nice sidewalls. Now, if I'm in a race mode, which I was, is what I should have done, is rather than take that big outside line, cutting on this inside. That would have saved me quite a bit of time and energy, honestly. All right, pedal, pedal, pedal. Okay, here. Check this out. I'm not the only one who does this. You see this line right here? Is what that means is you got a lot of people coming on this inside, sharp outside. Instead is what we should be doing a lot of times for a race run. I'm just going to switch to yellow here. Is what would have been better is to hit this nice and wide outside to inside. The reason is you've got one corner here, you've got a second corner here. You're not going to hit this corner thinking, how do I make this corner fast? The goal is how do you make this corner fast? That should have been better. Now, I went ahead and went inside outside, which really slowed me down for the second corner. Yeah, you can see I lost a lot of momentum there. Okay, game day decision. I was afraid of if I took this inside corner here, I was going to actually hit this flat that wasn't built up too fast and possibly wash out or lose a lot of speed. I made the game day decision to actually go straight here, which it looks like I'm not alone in that, and actually roll over this rock face. I don't know if that was the right move or not. However, it felt slow. You'll see in this race run right here, I get up to the top and boom, I just lost all momentum and just didn't feel as good. Side note, I don't know who you are, but somebody left a perfectly good inner tube up there, and super unfortunate. Man, bummer. Hope they didn't get it flat later that day. One thing I want you to notice as I'm going around this corner, watch my front wheel. This berm is pretty well supported. There's no reason for me to slow down. And my front wheel, as I mentioned earlier, I felt like my fork was kind of diving a little bit. Watch my front wheel wander as I go around this corner. It's pretty noticeable as you go around this berm. And then I hit that jump trying to just kind of soak it up. I ended up getting kicked pretty hard. I think the main reason I got kicked that hard is because I'm not used to doing race speed with the current suspension setup. Had I really dialed this in, I would have adjusted some of the settings on my suspension. Okay, boom, right there, another line. Okay, as you're riding this trail, this outside corner, beautiful, fun, awesome, feels great. The actual race line would have been right through here. A lot of people got it, I didn't apparently, and that cost me a little bit of time. Could have been faster there. Now, the other thing you'll notice is there's a big right-hander coming up here. I actually slowed down way too much, didn't get my gearing right, and lost a lot of momentum right here. Gearing was not right. Should have been able to power up that and just keep on going, but nope. Okay, double into this. Now, once again, same situation. Remember me saying earlier, you're not preparing for this berm, you're preparing for this berm. You want to exit out of that fast. So, much like most people, a lot of people come in early, cut this, as you can see here. They go inside to outside, which slows you down for this corner. The better line, let me switch to blue here, would have been going outside, inside, and then outside to inside here. And that would have allowed you so much more exit speed as you come around that second berm. But lost my speed. And that is what's hard is when you have this many berms and your legs are blown up this bad, it's very challenging to get that back. All right, coming around. Okay, that speed really came into play here. Had I been able to jump that about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet further, I could have carried a lot more momentum over that little tabletop. And you'll see I'm just kind of hanging on for dear life around these corners. It's just ugly technique. And yeah, cut the course there a little bit. Sorry about that. Okay, a constant thing that was plaguing me this entire race is my dropper post was only coming up to about 3/4. Anybody who's had their seat too low knows how much that'll blow your legs up, and that was really coming into play here. I felt so fatigued. That, alongside the cold sitting on top, as this was my first run of the day, really led into this stage right here, like this section of the trail, really feeling a lot harder than I needed to be. And so I just felt like I was a lot more blown up for this right here, and I just didn't quite have the power I was expecting to have. Come up over that, take that inside line. Yep, that's where I wanted to go. Okay, right here. Now, of note, now is what you're going to see me do is it's convenient and easy for me to just allow my momentum to carry me on this outside line. As I've discussed twice already in this video, it's not this corner I'm currently in that I'm setting myself up for. It's this corner. Now, the better line switching to yellow would have been to hold this corner a little bit harder, come to this inside line, and actually sneak out this way. So what you're going to see me do is I'm going to take this outside line signified by the blue, and I'm going to cut this next corner sharp. I'm going to lose a lot of momentum because I made a poor line choice. Check this out. Boom. Lost momentum. Side note, that was my wife on the right there, 7 months pregnant, and telling me to quit being a little sissy. Okay, pump this right there. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Apologize about the camera angle. It kind of got knocked down. And yeah, right here, I should have just been having a lot more power, but because of that dropper post, because of a lot of that poor line choice, I was just had a lot of power get sucked out of me right there. So anyway, that's the end of the course. So there are 3 big takeaways that I want to impress upon you from this course. The first one, getting better at linking those corners together. So often I get fixated on the berm that's immediately in front of me without thinking about the corner that's immediately behind it. I need to not set my sights on the one that's in front of me. I need to set my sights on exiting the second corner faster. According to those skid marks, there is more than just myself out there who needs to work on this. The second thing, that would have helped me set up my suspension a little bit better such that that front end was not diving nearly to the extent that it was. That would have given me a little bit more confidence in leaning through that. So that would have helped me set up that suspension just a little bit better. I would have been much better off had I been able to do that. The third thing is that once I got done with those corners and I got to that flat section, I needed a little bit more fitness. If I could have hit those corners smoother, I would like to think that I would have been a little bit fresher as I got to that flat spot and been able to actually put a lot more power down. That would have been ideal. That could have shaved some time off of my course run and would have resulted in a little bit faster time. All that being said, it was a clean run. I'm super happy with it. I think that these are pretty, optimizing things. All things being equal, great run. I'm really happy with it, and I hope that you learned a thing or two as you watched my line choice going through this course. So I hope the weather's good where you're at. I hope to see you out on the trail, and if you do see me, stop by and say hi. Let's get out and ride.